Well, Cory, this is quite a bold move coming onto your
Yeah.
boyfriend's podcast. Maybe you can catch everyone up on, how we started dating, aka when you ghosted me on Hinge. That's a great story. I'm just kidding.
Wait,
No.
I don't know
Oh,
this part.
When you ghosted me
no.
on Hinge, that's what you did.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a spin coming from you. Um.
I am living for the other side of the story because I heard another story.
Literally Gasian.
Literally Gasian.
Hey, it's literally Gasians and our season finale. I'm your host, Bao, and here's my buzzed ass co-host, Chris. Chris, tell everyone where you came from.
I just came from the lookout. I was having some Monday recovery beverages with Jeremy. And Monday recovery as in it's just President's Day weekend, the president that we don't love. So we had to drink through it. So that's where I came from. And so my apologies to everyone for whatever I bring, but also you're welcome.
You sound good. You're not Patreon buzzed yet, because when we get Patreon buzzed, like when I listen back to some of those episodes, there was no editing. The editing couldn't fix that. We were slurring. And so maybe that'll be by the end of this episode. From 1 to 10, how drunk are you? 10 being the drunkest.
I'm probably at a six right now because I'm an alcoholic. So I drank a lot, but I'm not fully there yet. I mean, I don't think I'm slurring yet. I'll let the listeners and you up to decide.
I'll probably get to a point where I think you sound great. And when we listen to it again, it'll be full on slurring. Can you believe it's our season finale?
Okay, I was not ready for that because I thought we were going to do a few more episodes. But I know that you need a break. We need a break. I mean, I don't really need a break. I have nothing going for me right now, but I have time. But I'm fine. You know what? Because we're gonna do bonus episodes, right?
Yes, we're gonna do bonus episodes.
I think a nice break and a nice visual redo of our logo would be fun. So we just need a break. That's it.
And even then, I can't believe we've done 30 plus episodes
wild.
Already. I know, and it's been 2 years.
I haven't committed to anything that long in a very long time. And you know this about me, and we've talked about this. I have commitment problems, and I'm surprised that I've been able to commit. It's because you whip me into shape.
Yeah, I'm leave the lookout now. We have to record in 10 minutes.
You know what? When you said, hey, can we push it to 6:30? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to drink just a little longer here.
I knew you would. And I can't believe how far we've come with the podcast for sure. And speaking of journeys, I think you need to catch everyone up on your Ozempic journey. So how has your Ozempic journey been? And wait, and that's a refresh. What Ozempic journey are you actually on?
Okay, so we were in Puerto Vallarta for Jeremy's 40th, and somebody who I'm going to name Jordan decided to bring up, there's Ozempic here. It's oral. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize there was oral Ozempic available. And so I was like, why not? And then all of a sudden I became the Ozempic whisperer. I didn't ever think I wanted the Ozempic, but it's cheap. It's easier than feeling like a junkie stabbing myself with it. And we all bought it. And since then, it's been November, December, January, February. It's been, 2.5 months? I've gained weight. I may or may not have fought off diabetes. And I don't know where I'm at with it. I'm not doing the best. I still binge eat. I feel full early in the day. But then by night, I'm eating all of the meals that I didn't eat earlier. So I don't know how this Ozempic journey is going.
Are you still taking it?
Yes, I increased my dosage. Just an FYI to everyone, please do not be like me. Don't take this off prescription. This is stupidity to the max. So yes, this is not advice. This is what not to do in life.
Yeah, I'm glad that you gave that disclaimer, though I think nobody in the world is taking medical advice from us. It's okay. So everyone else though who took it, because there was a bunch of you guys who got in this hive mind about buying this like Puerto Vallarta, like this Mexico Ozempic. How have their results been?
I want to be honest, but I don't want to offend my friends. But I don't know if it's doing much because I don't know what reasons they have taken it for, whether it be for diabetes or for weight loss. But either way, I hope it's doing what they want it to do.
Yeah, well, thanks for that update. And for this finale, though, we're going to cover your questions. And I think we wanted it to be a surprise because I think last time we got some time to think about it, but I think we really wanted these questions to be a surprise. So we've actually invited a guest who's very special to us. And he's been collecting those questions from you all, and he'll reveal them to us. Who's our special guest? Who could it be, Chris?
Who could it be? Yes, Cory is here. Right? Is that your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend?
Yes.
Your boyfriend? You're going to rub it in my single ass face? Your boyfriend?
Yes, Cory's here. Everyone,
Hello.
welcome Cory.
Hello, Cory. How are you doing?
Hi. You know, not wet better. I was sick this week, which is why I sound like this. But I
A
kind of
world-weary
like
drag
it.
queen? Yeah.
Yeah. But I kind of like it.
I like it too.
You're our local Macy Gray. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is she too young to know who Macy Gray is? How old is your boyfriend?
You tell me your age.
29.
Oh, shut
29.
up.
Wait, you know Macy Gray then?
No, I'm 35. Yeah, I know Macy Gray. Of course, I know Macy Gray. I even remember when she was on That's So Raven.
Okay, now I feel old.
I
I was figuring out how old she was. Now she's actually too young. Raven. That's so Raven. Good. I love Raven though, but I didn't watch her show. But I love that she's a hot lesbian.
Speaking of age, I forgot to mention that because I turned 40 during our break, we are now officially the world's best, top-rated, and only middle-aged Gaysian podcast.
Or as Josh would say, the top-rated Gaysian podcast of the California tri-state area. we could ask ChatGPT what it says, because we asked ChatGPT about the Rice Rockettes, our drag troupe. It has hallucinated that we are the premier Asian drag troupe starting from the 1990s.
Oh.
I was
It wasn't
16 in the 90s. So
it wasn't the 1990s. I thought it was the 1990s.
AI has a long way to go, Bao, bitch.
Wait, so it wasn't? No, what year was it? What year?
It was 2010. 2010.
Oh.
The aughts, as they say.
Well, my bad. Being a middle-aged Gaysian podcast, we gave this 35-year-old, who's not a middle-aged yet, Cory, keys to our Instagram account, and you've been fielding questions from our followers, right?
That sounds very dangerous. Before we get to that, so I finally got to spend some time with Cory. I came down for your birthday, your 40th. But what was more important than you was we got to meet your man, Cory. And once again, I got to be a third wheel and everything from all of hanging out with
You've literally been a third wheel all around the world with all my previous relationships. And I just found another reason for you to be a third wheel on your own podcast.
I just, you know what? That's my life. That's actually my dating life here in San Francisco. Everyone I meet, he's like, "Oh yeah. Let me meet up with you, but I just got to make sure my man is okay." Oh, all right, yet another couple. Just last week, he's like, "Oh, I can't hang out with you until he goes to sleep." And we went to Martini's together at 11 p.m. It's cute, but third wheel for life, it seems like. But Cory.
Yeah.
I from what I've heard, you don't even listen to our. Have you ever listened to our podcast even?
No.
Why is that?
So I mean, I knew of this podcast before we dated,
Mm-hmm.
but when we were talking. So I was like, I probably shouldn't listen to this. And then we
Oh, you're
talked
so
about it.
good. You're so
And Bao was
good.
like, please don't listen to it. And I was like, okay, I won't. And then now, every time we talk about it, I flip that and I say that he demanded that I never listen to it. So,
Do you think that was a big ask of you?
no.
I think so. I think so.
Why?
I mean, like, you should. You're an independent person. You can listen to whatever you want.
No, we both agreed to it. No, his bit is that I forbade him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know.
We were, we were trying to date at the time. And hang out with each other, and like there's like I have to record an episode, I have to edit it,
Yeah.
and then an episode came out, and I was like, yeah, I'm finally the episode came out, and he's like, wait, should I listen to your podcast? Like he's like, I wonder if that's the right way to get to know you at the stage, because we had just known each other for a couple of weeks.
I mean,
And I appreciated that.
know that you have been trying to get me to agree to having our exes on the podcast, and I am not.
Ooh.
I'm a very open person, but I don't think I'm ready for that. So you know what? I am happy that you have found a way to do this with your boyfriend so that I don't have to deal with my traumatic past.
I'm gonna find a
Even
way
though
to do
that's
that
all we
next
talk
episode.
about is our traumatic past.
That sounds like really fun.
Yeah, if it takes 10 years,
One
I
day.
will continue trying. I'm not giving up on that. It'll be the slow process of you finally accepting that it's gonna happen.
But the fact that you don't want to do it is what tells everybody that it would be the best episode
No,
of this show.
I will put it this way: it's not that I don't want to do it. I don't think they would want to. I
That's fair.
love talking about myself. Apparently, that's why we have a podcast. But apparently, I date people who are very shy. It's a them problem. That's why we're not together. I'm too loud and they're too quiet. They're too
Yeah,
quiet.
you can work on it. It'll take a few years. You can get them comfortable one
No,
day. You
they
just bother
can
them
work on it.
enough.
Yeah, they can work on it.
It's not my problem.
Sure.
If they
It's a
can't,
they-
if they
it's a
can't
they
handle
problem.
his shine, they can close their eyes.
Ooh. Ooh.
I don't know
It-
what that
you know what?
means, but sure.
And I mean, my ex is willing to come on at any moment, but I don't want another third wheel situation for you. Don't ya? But well, Cory, this is quite a bold move coming onto your
Yeah.
boyfriend's podcast, and we've only been together for a year. But maybe you can catch everyone up on how we started dating, aka when you ghosted me on Hinge. That's a great story. Just kidding.
Wait,
No.
I don't know this part.
When you
No.
ghosted me on Hinge, that's what you did.
Yeah, okay, so that's a spin coming from you.
I'm living for the other side of the story because I heard another story. I heard another story from Bao, Cory. Okay, please tell me.
Oh.
I'm being honest. I heard
Okay,
one
well,
side of the story.
Now I need to set the record straight. Now that there's a PR team
I'm
trying
gonna
to
take a
defame
picture
me.
of this. Please tell us. Please tell us.
Okay, so what happened was we matched on Hinge and we started chatting, chit-chatting, but I had to go home for a wedding, like before we could make time to hang out. And then I go home for this wedding and I get COVID at this wedding. And then so I come back to LA and I'm sick basically as soon as I get back. And so I go out into like Palm Springs to quarantine because I had a roommate. So I was like, and my roommate worked with kids. So I quarantined myself out in Palm Springs and I was there for like 2 weeks. Like this COVID knocked me out. Like I was testing positive for 14 days. And so I was out there, and in that time, one, I'm sick and in bed. And then two, I was like, oh, if we keep just chatting on Hinge, then like we'll go out on a first date, and then what would we talk about? Like all the first date things will be done. So I was like, I don't want to like this spark to like fizzle. And so I just, I don't want it to fizzle, so I just left it alone. And I didn't message Bao.
This sounds
Listen.
like an excuse.
No, but then you came
Go
back.
on.
No, yeah. So like, but at this point, it's been like 3 weeks since we initially started chatting to like when I'm feeling better and I came back to LA.
Yeah.
And then so I came back to LA and like was getting back into my routine or whatever. And in this time that I just sort of let things pause, some other guy was just very forward about wanting to date me. Like we matched on Hinge
Name him.
also.
I'm just kidding.
No, we don't
I'm
even
just
we don't
kidding.
even name
I'm
names.
kidding.
What a
Anyway,
time. I had heard a different story about meeting on TikTok, but
well, that
Wait, wait,
happened
wait, 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 wait,
later.
wait,
what
wait,
do
wait,
I
wait, wait,
know?
wait. He's
What
getting
do
to
I
it. He's
know?
getting to it, bitch.
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Please tell
Yeah,
me.
so in this point in my life, I'm going through this thing of realizing that I think the chase of a guy is attraction, like the excitement of the chase is attraction. So I had to learn that like, oh, you should um want someone who wants to date you. I had that realization. And this guy was just like very forward and I was like, okay, just give into this. Like let this happen and see where it goes. Don't be like put off by effort. And then so we start dating for like 3 weeks or so. And in that time, I find out that he's friends with Bao. And so I was like, oh, I don't know how good of friends they are. So once I stopped seeing that guy 3 weeks in, um, I was like, I don't think I can just go and message Bao now and be like, hey, I'm back. And then if he knows that I just like was gone and dated his friend, so I was just like, I can't. That's also
You had
gone.
rules. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to make it weird. And so I was like, it's gone. And went about my life. And then like 2 months later, he followed me on TikTok.
Who?
And I was like,
Who?
oh, yeah, Bao followed me on TikTok. And so I was like, oh, he's
Mm.
like, he can't be too mad I dated his friend very casually
We
and
weren't. I mean, we're
non-committally.
not that close. He's my friend, but we're.
Right, but I didn't know that. But anyway, so then I followed him back and we started messaging, and that's how we started talking again. And then I gave him my number.
When I first heard about it, I was like, how very Gen Z of you all to like date via TikTok. I didn't hear about the Hinge story, and I was so enamored by your meeting, and it was cute. I was like, I would talk to our local friends and stuff like, she met her on TikTok.
And you know, I always just say if first the Hinge algorithm put us together, then the TikTok algorithm put us together. So I figure if the algorithms try like different algorithms are trying to put us together, then why not go on the date? But I was still kind of like, you kind of faded out in that chat. You don't have to earn this, and I am not a mega chaser. And you know,
And
it
look
turned
at
out.
us now. Look what he
No, look at
did.
us now.
Look
Look
at
at
what
us.
you've done to each other. You know, I met you last month. I mean, I met you a
Mhm.
while back, but we spent more time with each other.
Yeah, yeah,
And you've spent a lot more time with Bao now.
yeah.
And I would love to ask you a very specific question.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead.
Tell me one thing that annoys you about Bao, because I have many.
Oh yeah,
I
you
would
want
love
just
to
one?
know.
Okay, hold on. Let me pick.
Just
Wait,
one.
don't
We don't have a lot of time. I would
Let me
don't you?
love
pick.
You've
to
done
know
a.
one thing
You were able to
that
do a whole
annoys
roast
you
on my
about
birthday
Bao.
already.
Oh, the roast was great. I wish there was a
It was
video,
great.
but everyone was too drunk to record it. It was great. Let me just say I was very good, but I heard that you were gonna roast Bao, and
Oh, that would
if
be
you
good.
were to roast Bao, what would you have said?
Um, what would I have said? I mean, one of the more annoying things is that Bao does not shut doors, like cabinet doors.
I was
Ugh, you
about
don't want to
to
look
say
at my.
shut up. I thought you were going to say shut up, which is true, but shut
No,
doors,
does not
yes.
shut doors. It'll like he'll start cooking and I'll turn around and then turn back. Like 5 minutes later, every cabinet is open. And he's just ducking and weaving his head around, bashing into the corner of a cabinet. And I just walk into the kitchen and just like shut them all. And then 2 seconds later, three of them are open.
I just need them open. I want to see
That's supposed
everything
to
I
be an
need.
ADHD symptom, which not all people have that particular symptom. Uh, but, I'm just saying, maybe you should get diagnosed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe
No,
I have
but
like
you have
some form of
neurotypical vibes about you. You have super neurotypical vibes about you.
me.
Sometimes, yes. Most of the time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're crazy,
Oh,
but you also have
neurotypical.
neurotypical
Yes.
vibes. Neurobasic.
Neurobasic.
Yes, I
No, and like
Mm.
they're literally open now.
Yeah.
Look at my computer. And I'm like, with and the oven and the microwave because I was heating something earlier.
Wait,
And then
you can't leave the microwave open. There's a light in it.
I'm
Anything with a
yeah,
light. Ugh.
yeah. Okay, one last question before we get to our listener questions.
Yes.
Um, and I think we talked about this before. This is a Gaysian podcast. Do you identify with the term Gaysian? Does that just help?
Oh.
Is it helpful in
Oh,
describing you?
when did you first think you might have been Gaysian?
I mean,
If at all.
I came out really late, quote unquote, like for me in my head, because I came out after college or like right at the tail end of
Oh.
college.
Hmm.
Um, and so I was coming out, and I also grew up in Hawaii, which is a predominantly, um,
Aloha.
yeah, like South, Pacific Islander, Asian mixed community. So I really wasn't the only Asian person in a room until I went to college in California. And so
Oh.
that was like, I was 18 years old when I actually realized what it meant to be a minority, or like what it felt like to be a minority. I intellectually knew what it meant, but like
Good
to
for
feel
you.
the feelings at 18 was like crazy. To be like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, I felt so American, but suddenly I don't. Like it was weird. And so I was coming out around the same time as like grappling with like racial identity in the broader United
Mm-hmm.
States. And so yeah, Gaysian was a term that I heard never really in a positive context, I think. Right? Like it was always like no
Mm.
Gaysians or like I don't know.
I
And
get
it
what you mean.
and it also felt, even though I was going through those two things at the same time, like coming out as queer and or gay at the time, and then um grappling with what it meant to be Asian in the gay community, like I was just like, oh, why do these two things need to be connected? Like, why are they one word? Like, to no other ethnic queer group has that. And so it's just like, why? Just because it's cute? And so I
I've
always had this negative connotation
never
with it.
thought about that.
Mhm.
That's a I don't know, I think that's an astute observation. And I get that because when I went to Hawaii for the first time, I was 17. It
Hmm.
was We won a trip to Hawaii through my parents' restaurant.
Whoa.
And that was the first time I was 17, and that was the first time I actually felt like, oh, I am part of the majority. Even though
Hmm.
I may not have fully looked like I was a local because of the shitty way I dressed, but people treated me like I was
Hmm.
part of everyone, and I didn't realize how it felt to be everyone
Hmm.
and then I came back home and like, oh, I'm othered. I find it interesting that you would grow up in being an American sense and come here to California and be othered. It's both like kind of beautiful to like see like these other sort of upbringings, but also kind of sad the
Yeah.
way that we see this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what is it? Like the lunch trope, or like, the lunch story, the smelly lunch story that like
Okay.
always goes
I
with Asian people.
never
I
I
never
never
had
got that.
that.
I
I
didn't have
don't.
that.
So I was just like, I don't know. We all
My
ate
food was
spam.
good. My food
Yeah,
was
like
good.
right. And it was just never a thing that I ever thought of or related to. And that's like such a common story, especially like in the late 2010s. That's like what everyone was talking about online,
The aughts, yes.
And so it's just like, I guess I don't really identify with like that experience with racism. So or racial bias. And so in unpacking that, and then like thusly wanting to to be closer to whiteness, right? Like in my head, I sort of had that in mind when it's like I'm coming out, which is not white. Everybody does
No,
it, but
it's more gay.
I don't know,
It's
like
about how do you fit in with the
gay,
gays
right?
rather
Like,
than being. Yeah.
and like just like gay spaces are typically white spaces, right? When you just say gay. And so I think I was just trying to be like, okay, so then that's what's cool and that's what's fuckable. I should be more of that. And so in like, I don't know, I had this weird entanglement with those two issues. And so the um, term Gaysian was like really othering in a way that I think poked insecurities. And so I just like have such a like negative gut reaction to it, but I understand why people use it. It's clever.
Yeah. I think I was on the same page in a sense when I was a kid because I don't feel like I had that until later on because I grew up watching Real World and I
Mm,
saw um, Pedro
Pedro. Mm.
have his. Oh, well, she knows. Wow, I didn't realize she was old enough. Pedro marrying somebody. There was a Latino man and a black man getting married on the first ever reality television show. And my idea was, oh, gays aren't racist.
Mm.
That was my take
Mhm.
from growing up in San Francisco. And I also worked with Pedro's husband, Sean Sasser, at the Stop AIDS Project. I've met Pam. I sold her computers when I worked at the Apple store. I had I think I felt like a similar thing. I didn't feel like there was that sort of like need to identify as a Asian until later in life. And I was wrong.
Yeah, and I think
Wrong.
when we had this discussion, I thought it was just really interesting how different words just mean different things to people. Because I had, when I was
Yeah.
working at Netflix, there was a coworker who was a gay man, and he was probably like 15 years older than me, and he was really close to me. But every time he would hear the word queer, he's like, I'll be honest, every time I hear queer, my fight or flight gets triggered. And like, but there's a lot of young. He's like, I get it intellectually. A lot of young people are reclaiming it, but like I just can't shake that. The way I was bullied, but like the way he was bullied with the word,
Yeah.
like he can't seem to like shake it, and he's like and it's like a process for him, and it's funny because like my experience with the word Gaysian is like I came out around like 19 in college, and then like immediately was embraced, like not embraced, but like I had a friend who was a gay Asian person. And he just brought me into like pulled me into the community. We're at Rage every Friday for
Rage.
Game Boy, and it was just like the term that everyone used to describe themselves and like a community.
Cory, I think it's time for you to shine
Yeah, so we gave you the keys to our Instagram, our middle-aged
to
Asian
the
Instagram.
kingdom.
Mhm.
What do the listeners want to hear about?
Okay, so I got listener questions, but I also have my own questions
Oh,
because,
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
oh,
Surprise, bitch. We all know you're best friends, but which of you is the best friend?
oh! What the? Wait, nice segue. You ate that.
Thank you so
you know,
much.
Saweetie was
I'm
in
a
town in San
natural.
Francisco. We're best friends. Best friends.
I mean, I knew. Okay, we knew Corey was proposed
You
this idea to
knew.
us. No, we both knew that Corey was gonna want to do this, but we have no idea what he's gonna do.
Okay, yes.
So, as a Capricorn with
I'm,
control issues, this is making me very nervous. But I'm gonna let go and let be,
and
and
I'm a
trust Corey.
Scorpio with anger issues, and I don't know what this is gonna be.
All right,
Okay.
so
No, it'll
hey,
be fine. You're just trying to figure out which of you is the better friend to each other, okay? It's
okay,
fine.
well,
It's
no
nothing
pressure.
serious.
No
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
that's it. Okay?
What do we need to do? What do we need to do? What do
Okay,
you
so
need to do?
you need like a thing to write with and paper because with this first round called Friends Facts is done newlywed style. So I'm gonna ask a question about your co-host or best friend, and then they will write down their answer, and then you will guess what they
Hmm.
wrote down, and then we'll see if it's a match. If it's a match, you get a
I was
point.
like match game. All right, all right, all right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Newlyweds. That's a dated reference for some people,
Sorry,
but sure.
Other Capricorn control questions. Who's keeping score?
I'm keeping score.
Thank you,
Okay,
babe.
as she would, as she would.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I will. I'll go first.
Okay,
Oh.
Bao's gonna go first.
As the
All right.
Capricorn.
So
So,
Bao,
wait, what does she do? She writes or I write?
you will write.
Me, don't share. I write. Okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good. Go
Bao's
ahead, go ahead.
guessing. Bao's guessing first.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't really know how this works, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay. So Bao, how old was Chris the first time he had sex? Write down your answer, Chris, and then Bao, we're gonna see if you know the answer to this question. Have you been inquisitive about your best friend? Do you retain the information that he tells you? We're gonna
Wait,
find
how
out.
did you get this information?
I
Oh,
don't
you
have
don't-
it. He's gonna write
She
down the
doesn't
answer
know.
right now.
Oh, you don't have the information. I know the answer, but I'm afraid of getting people in trouble. I guess we can't do that. No, okay, no, I'm not getting into it. I have a joke, but that doesn't need to enter the
No.
podcast.
What's the joke? What's the joke?
We can take it out later.
No, keep it in.
I mean, once
No
I
editing.
say your age, then we definitely can't do the X's episode.
Why? Is he gonna be dead?
Okay, can I answer the question? Then it'll become apparent to you, Cory.
Let's
Sure,
go.
sure,
Let's go.
sure.
Let's go.
All right, Bao, what is the answer?
17.
Chris. Moment of truth.
14.
14. Sorry,
I
did
was an
shout it.
early. I was an early faggot.
Wow.
I figured things out a little bit earlier,
Wow.
but not fully. At 14, I was bisexual.
I was still watching That's So Raven at 14.
And just to put this in context for some people, this would be 1994. Times were
Wow.
different. It was a different time. And I met somebody on Prodigy Internet.
What is
Very
that?
different time.
Yes, right? And it was actually not even internet. It was Prodigy Chat. The internet, as we know it now, did not exist. And I met somebody in Danville, which I didn't even know where it was. And I took the public transit across the water, through the wood, to a place where I met somebody on what we now know as online, and had my first
Sexual
sexual encounter at 14.
Well, lucky for you.
Wow.
Good for you. I
was,
want to go many ways with follow-up questions, but I just don't want to get people in trouble. You were very
Well,
young.
nobody knows who he is.
Fair.
I don't even know.
Is he
who
famous?
No, I don't know who he is anymore.
Well,
It's just-
okay,
that
okay.
was
Let's. Can I just get one question out of the way?
What?
How old did he say he was?
He said he was 18.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
How convenient.
I think he was a little bit older. But I'm
You
not
know, it was
sure.
It was a different
it was
time.
the 90s. It was the 90s.
You know what?
Different time.
We didn't know what we were doing.
And you know, you read
And-
novels back then about like people coming of age
Yeah.
as
In
young
a-
gay people. They're always like 14 or 15 sleeping with older men.
in a time of when everybody had to keep everything secret. This was a different time. And it's very Call Me By Your Name, except I don't remember his name. So I will just call him this guy from the Midwest. I'll cut this guy by. It was interesting.
Well, to be clear,
Danville.
That was 14.
these choices
14.
have existed in the past. We don't think it is okay for anyone who is 14 now to be groomed by someone older. But
But
it was.
can I make
It's your
a-
experience. It's your
But
experience.
can I make
yes.
an addendum to that?
Yes.
I think I was in control.
Yeah. Well, good.
Or so I thought.
Good.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
I'm
as long as you feel
I was,
safe and good about it.
I was a loud, controlling person from a very young age. I thought I called the shots. So I thought. So I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Next question.
Next question.
Next.
Okay.
Next. New topic. New topic.
All right.
New topic.
Don't ya? How old
Wait,
was
again, me?
Bao?
Oh.
No,
okay,
you
go
you
ahead.
answer and you
Not your-
answer.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
How old was Bao the first time he said "I love you" to a partner?
I think he was 18.
18.
When he said, first love, I love you. And I think it was to a Vietnamese person that I know.
"Oh, going for bonus points."
So technically
And
said it
I
or,
say-
or technically
and-
said it. Technically said it or
and-
like. Okay, go ahead.
I think I've made out with that partner at some point in my
Oh.
life.
We'll find out if this is true.
Let's see what's the truth about. I'm so embarrassed by this.
16.
Okay, glad. I'm so glad I'm
Whoa.
wrong. I'm so glad I'm wrong.
Yeah. So I know who you're talking about. That's my
happened?
first gay relationship, my first boyfriend.
Yeah.
But my first I love you was to Charlotte, my first girlfriend in high school.
The Charlotte I know.
It could be even earlier, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, like maybe middle school. I had a girlfriend, and that was my
I
first
love
girlfriend. My
you
first
in
girlfriend was in
middle
middle school.
school.
And
Yeah.
who know, the pop music
You
you're
say
fed,
everything.
and I went to. Okay, can I be honest? I went to a high school filled with the Filipinos. Sorry, that just means that they
What does that mean?
they
No,
will say I love
Filipinos
you.
have emotions.
Oh, I was just like, I couldn't
Yeah.
help myself. There was
No, but I was
Filipinos around.
surrounded by like
No,
this need for love.
Filipinos
And that love.
taught me how to say I love you. Even when you
Oh.
didn't mean it.
Yeah,
In-
Filipinos
Okay.
were
I'm saying
saying
this
I
in a
love.
good or
Yeah,
bad way.
so I was ingrained in that,
Filipinos
a little
love
bit of that culture.
people
They
fast.
love love.
They're
love
in
love.
love
And I
with
love-
love.
All right, no
And-
points
and-
so far.
And if you're a Filipino
No
and if you're a Filipino listener, let us know we're full of shit. But from my experience, from my experience
Personal
at that time,
experience.
there was a lot of pressure to
Of
be in a
the-
relationship and be in love. Yeah.
Okay.
90s, 2000s. Her 2000s, me 90s.
Wow, you just revealed something you didn't even need to, Chris. Wow. You made out with
Okay.
him? Wow.
I thought, yeah.
That would have been fun.
I'm like, have him.
All right.
All right.
Bao.
Yeah, okay.
What is Chris's most irrational fear?
I'm supposed to write my irrational
Yeah.
fear now? Oh,
Uh-huh.
fuck.
Yeah, I feel like I know this.
Oh, no. Irrational?
Yeah, could be of an animal that people don't think is scary, or of something
Or
else
just
that
so-
people don't think is scary. Or, something small.
The thing about irrational fears is that he's gonna think it's rational.
What is it?
And I'm gonna find it irrational. I think I know. I mean, I have a thought that just immediately popped in my head,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna go with that. His
Okay,
irrational.
is she going to say it first?
No. Or yeah, say yours first.
Okay.
I think your irrational fear is like, and this is broad, and I wish I could be more specific, but your irrational fear is that you're gonna catch whatever disease anyone you hear of has, whether it's on TV or a friend has it. You're kind of a hypochondriac.
I am. I was.
And I can tell from your reaction that is not the answer.
No, I was. You remember this, especially during COVID.
COVID, yes. No, even
Y'all
before
used
that.
to make fun of me. Y'all
Even
used to
before
make
that.
fun of me because we would go to a circuit party, and I was like, everyone's gross and dirty, and this is not for me. But I would still do it because I wanted to be friends with you all, and I had to put up with it. But you know what? This is my irrational fear. Loneliness.
Loneliness.
Oh wow.
I think
that's
I have a
deep.
good friend group. I think I have a lot of good friends, but I fear loneliness.
I have a huge
Oh, I see, I
fear
see,
of
I see.
loneliness.
That's why I say it's irrational, but I hope it's irrational. I hope it's irrational.
Yeah, I've seen all of you hang out. That's like totally irrational.
I
There's
know.
Yeah,
so
but
many of
it's
you.
changed.
But we still feel
Times
it.
change.
I mean, we'll get to my be real, but I felt it this week.
I mean, loneliness is a very common thing.
Wait, what do you mean?
No?
Why'd you feel it this week?
Well, 'cause, I mean, number one, Corey's sick, so I'm not hanging out with him as much.
You didn't see your boyfriend for a week and you felt lonely?
Just shut up. Okay, this is why this is a be real, bitch. This is a be real, bitch.
I'm not saying it is invalid. I'm just shitting on you.
Yeah,
Both
okay.
can be true.
Well, maybe we can talk about it right now. Maybe we can talk about it right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it reminded me of the time I did before I dated Corey, and I was unemployed, and I kind of felt like, I know you've said this a lot. I felt for you. I was like, I remember like day to day, you just kind of go through life.
Feel lonely. Yeah, definitely.
It's been particularly when everyone else is too busy working, and when you're unemployed, and you're not trying to spend money, so you can't really go out and go like to every continent every week. You're just at home trying to figure out how to make the money you have left work for you.
$100 fucking shabu shabus. I'm like, I don't know. Nope.
Literally, Corey and I did that a few weeks ago.
They're going to shabu shabu and going to sex parties, and I'm like here at home watching Black Doves at home till 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm lonely.
No, and I realized like one thing when I was impressed with Corey, who's an introvert, but like it's a social introvert now because he's dating me, so it's different. But like
you gotta put up
like
with
such
her.
a rich like inner life, like such a like he does like to spend time with himself, but he's like doing things. He's not sitting around doing K and vaping like we do. He's like, Corey, tell him what you did today in the last 2 days.
Oh, I've been knitting a sweater.
She made a sweater with 2 colors that she doesn't like the colors of.
Yeah.
And Corey has sometimes in his like gentle boyfriend way been like, you know, like what helps sometimes with like overthinking, hobbies. Maybe you need a hobby. What have you enjoyed doing before? And I'm like, I get what you mean, bitch, but
when I think about you talking about Corey and his hobbies, and then I see Corey on TikTok with his hobbies, I actually think about the times when I used to have these kind of hobbies. Whether it be in drag, like I made these ugly dresses that were fun. I made things. I did things, and I loved and appreciated those times of my life. And I'm trying to figure out what it is that. Why can't I do that now? Why can't I appreciate that in this part of my life that was giving me life then? I made dresses out of thank you bags.
That was such a cool dress.
Drag royalty in San Francisco, and you tried to be drag royalty of San Francisco, but you failed. But I'm just saying.
Maybe you could sit down and write put downs like this. That's a hug. Anyway, okay. we can get into it a little bit more. I mean, I think we have a lot to talk about this topic.
I think those are just some of the things that happen with aging, and I'm not mad about it. It's just things I think about.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
So
All
0
right.
for 0.
New topic.
0 for 0. All right. Don't ya? Who is Bao's celebrity enemy? Celebrity crushes? Passe. I want to know who Bao has a one-sided beef with.
Oh, don't you? There's so many to choose from.
I can't say
I can't choose one. I can't choose one.
I can choose one, but
which person that will never have any idea that Bao has existed does Bao have a problem with?
So I have to answer this in my truth right now, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm
actually going to take my headphone. I'm going to take my headphones off for 1 second so I can think about it.
Okay. Should I show it, or are you going to think about it? What do you think, Cory? Should I show it while she's thinking?
No.
But
you already have a guess?
I wrote it down. I literally wrote it down.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think.
But we're gonna have to bleep it.
We're gonna have to bleep it. Why?
I'm gonna write 2 down.
Well, you're gonna say your answer.
I'm gonna write 2 down. Wait, what's my other one? Celebrity.
Do I know one right now?
I'm gonna write just one.
What have I texted you about, Cory?
You don't have an answer? I
have an answer written down, but I'm not sure about how like convict. Like I try to judge things on level of conviction, and the level of conviction is not like that high. But someone I used to have a really high level of conviction. Okay, let's just go through. Let's go with it. I want
Okay.
to hear your answer.
Who do you think it is?
She saw that, didn't she?
Do
She
it.
saw it.
Wait, what is it? What did you
Do
who
it.
think
Do
is?
it. Do it.
Oh.
You gotta bleep this.
Wow, what's your
No.
answer?
Okay,
Is
well,
it-
Which is right.
What does that say?
I can't even see that.
Natalie Portman? What's your beef with Natalie Portman?
Oh my god! Why do you hate Natalie Portman?
oh, I used to not be able to shut up about how much I hated her.
Why? Like, what did she do to you?
It was just what was it? Well, I think it makes no sense. She's a talented woman. I think for some reason the fact that she won the Oscar over Annette Bening in The Kids Are All Right. Sorry, this is very bad.
Oh.
Remember this?
Oh,
Hey, that is such a deep fucking cut.
It's such a faggoty answer. And then just the way she would show up
You-
in I know, and the way
Oh
she would
my
show up
God.
in interviews, just like I have the ick with her, and I just like did not like her, but like everyone just loved her. Ever since then, I've kind of like come around on her a little bit because she's just not as in your face anymore, and she just like chooses times to be out.
Ooh.
And then plus one time I saw her at like a concert, and I realized, why do I hate her so much? She's just a human being trying to make it in this world. You know, when you see someone in person, you realize like she's a small woman who's a human,
Mhm.
and I've just found very weird ways of hating her. Like I don't want to do that, but for some reason, I put her name down because the only other name I could think of was Rita Ora. But to me,
because Rita Ora is like such a nobody except in China, but
Europe. No. But the thing with Rita Ora,
But
I've
Natalie
come to the point
Portman-
where I kind of
in V for Vendetta.
I know I love
Although
them. I love Natalie Portman up till V for
But I
Vendetta.
had to
But then Black
Google-
Swan came out.
But I had to Google her because I thought she was somebody else for a moment. She was Black Doves. Who's
No,
that?
Keira Knightley. No, I love.
I
Keira
thought she
Knightley.
was Keira Knightley when you said that, and I mixed it up.
They probably went for the same roles. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Keira
But-
Knightley played her body double in Star Wars.
Oh,
No way.
case in point. I think
Yeah,
Star Wars
like,
also
the-
was.
You
She was,
LA
like, the
folks know
princess.
everything.
She was the
Yeah,
princess,
Princess
and so when they would
Amidala.
move her and like have a body
She was
double,
one of
like
them.
in the show, Keira
No,
Knightley
I
was
get
the
it.
body double.
'Cause
Yeah.
and I know that Bao loves a little bit of Star Wars.
Yeah, just because I dressed up as it. Okay, wait, let me close some loops here because there's a lot going on.
All right,
here.
keep going.
Number
keep
one,
going.
Natalie Portman. Probably don't like dislike her as much anymore, but that's like the only name that could come to my head at the moment in this time that I had. Two, Rita Ora. Of course, I had this thing against her, but then I realized like everyone, I was in this groundswell of other people also being sort of unfairly mean to her, and at some point I stopped disliking her. I just started pitying her, and when you pity someone, you just
That's so much worse.
it's much
That's
worse.
it's not even like I don't like you. It's like I look down on you and it makes me
She's like,
sad.
I feel
No.
so bad. And
I feel
she's
bad for
doing
her.
Fine.
She actually
She's
is
doing
fine. But like
Damn.
anything she does, the internet's down. Like I just don't want to add to that, and also like I contributed to this mess. Like she's just trying to have a career, probably trying to have a child. She's dating the hottest man in the world, in my opinion.
She's doing great.
She's fine.
She's doing
I
fine.
dreamed a dream.
Okay. Last point. We've bleeped his name before on this podcast because we were talking about him. Of course,
You know
I
what?
have all these
love
opinions.
him. I went from hating him to loving him. I go up and down because
Okay,
I
I'm
can't make
not-
a decision ever.
look,
I have
the-
my ADHD love is that I will go from hating somebody to loving them in a week.
Yeah, look, I do have.
I learn new things, and as I learn them, I go, I love you. I love you. I take information and I accept it into my life, and I learn things.
My
Just
official
saying.
statement on this is that I am really glad that there is a place in Hollywood for him, and I wish him all the best.
And what I will say is that I am no way officially affiliated with this podcast or the messages that they speak.
I love Joel.
Okay, good. There it is.
He is great.
I don't know him.
Okay, next question.
Okay, who's
Wait,
who's?
I don't remember.
It's for Bao,
I'm
right?
writing.
It's for Bao.
Oh no,
and he
for
writes
Bao
it.
and you're
It's for
writing
me,
it.
but Bao writes it. Bao writes
Yes,
it.
yes. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
that's right.
I'm just
Please.
drinking.
Yeah,
Wait,
so Cory
You're
doesn't
gonna-
drink, so he's the sober one, and me and Chris are a little buzzed.
Cory doesn't know what it's like for I've noticed when I was down there for your birthday what it's like to be drunk messy. And you know what?
No.
I am so happy.
Oh.
I wish I missed those days.
He
I
doesn't
didn't
know what
drink
it's
till I
like
was
to-
30.
He doesn't know what it's like to be that. But he's been dating me for a year. So
knows what it's like to be
he has
around
witnessed
Drunk
it.
messy.
He has
drunk
witnessed it.
messy.
Okay,
I'm so sorry for you.
so the thing is that it's a question for Chris.
Okay, so Bao, if Chris could only listen to one album for the rest of his life, which album would it be?
Fuck, we're not
Oh,
winning any of
that's-
these. We're not winning any of these. Should it be obvious for me?
Can I give you a hint?
Is it my
remember-
influence or not my influence?
No, remember, like
Sorry,
you
that
were
sounds-
surprised by my
What is it?
evil Spotify Wrapped from a couple of years ago.
Evil.
My Spotify Wrapped surprised me even. Like,
And this is the thing you like.
Spotify is evil because they are not paying artists and they are firing some of their best team.
Okay, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chris,
Do I
which album would it be?
I can't see what it says. Fuck
Odessa?
you.
Is it
I
right?
don't even. No, I don't know what. That's like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Because I did one video.
We are not friends
about
at all, bitch.
Odessa.
Yeah, you guys like don't know each other at all.
No, you know, I blame Bao for moving away, and I've been sad and lonely because Bao moved away from me in San Francisco. I made one video about a friend moving away to New York, and I used one Odessa song, and it's like fine. I don't. They're fine.
You literally showed me your Spotify Wrapped that year, and it was Odessa. So when you said Spotify Wrapped, I just thought Odessa was still there. Do I like Odessa? Absolutely not.
No,
But,
my
first of all,
Spotify.
two clarifications.
You're misremembering. My
Two
Spotify Wrapped
clarifications.
said
Well,
I
two things.
liked alt R&B,
Corey really
and you
starts
were
some chaos.
surprised by that.
Okay, so
I mean,
one,
yes.
I want to know who the artist is, and two, I feel you, but I am not responsible for your loneliness. Okay, what did you?
Oh my god.
Okay, who did you choose as your artist? So we can unpack the second thing later.
Well, no, like the time when you were so most surprised about my Spotify Wrapped, it was during the lockdown when Sabrina
Lockdown.
Claudio was doing some like hot shit, and then I've always been like, she's not my best, but it was the best that year. And you were very surprised about what my Spotify Wrapped was then. But now, actually, I don't even know what my Spotify Wrapped is because Spotify sucks.
But it's okay.
because they're evil.
Forget about Spotify Wrapped. What is the album? What is the artist or the album?
My album of this past year. We're gonna need to edit this while I think about it.
Who would yours be, Bao?
Yeah, what's yours, Bao? What's your album of the year? While I think about my
Album of the year or album of all time? What is the question again?
If you could only listen to one album for the rest of his life,
Oh,
or for a year,
Yeah.
what did I say? For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Okay.
So Solange, a seat at the table.
yes.
I mean,
That's
there's Solange
yours.
behind me.
I mean,
That's
it's right behind you.
that's a different album, but
There's so many times that me and Bao have sat staring at the screen, watching Solange, I used to think through parasocial means that I was best friends with Solange. It was creepy. Like, I would have been considered a stalker. I
Oh my
used to
God.
think that
Don't admit
if
this.
we had met, that we would be best friends with Solange. And I mean
Oh.
we, as in me, Bao, and Solange. Like, we were
Oh.
deep into it. We would watch.
You wanted to third wheel that too?
No. 3 wheels. We're all together.
Oh, got it.
Equal footing. We would
Tricycle.
watch the visual album and feel
For that
like we
one.
were there in a K-hole. It was beautiful. It still is to this day very, like, just a life-changing moment watching that video. And I will
We
be
did-
clear, the extended director's cut, not as good. Only the 30-minute version was fucking amazing.
Okay.
We've watched that together so many times, and I can't wait for us to watch it together again and introduce it to you, Cory.
What's your album?
can't
What's your
wait.
album, girl?
Yeah, what's yours?
Can
No,
it be
what's your album,
compilations?
Chris? What's your album? This is your
That's it.
question.
No, that's it.
This album? This one?
That's it.
When I Get Home, Solange.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did watch it
See,
together. Okay, for the rest of
yeah.
your life. Okay.
For now. I mean, I have a lot of life to live.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. What's your question?
Lots. Cory.
Probably the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Oh, that's a good
Wow,
one.
you sound old. I mean, I love it, but you sound old. That's
Yeah,
funny.
that's my favorite. If I can pick compilations, then it's like Brandy's greatest hits, because that's just all very good. But
I love
I
that.
mean,
I love that
I,
about
I
you.
just hate that was her peak.
yeah,
Don't get-
it's
ooh,
fine.
don't go-
We don't
Is
we
it?
don't need to talk about it.
we don't get. Okay,
That was her
okay.
peak. We don't need to get into that.
All right, Chris. If Bao
Yeah,
could
let's see.
if Bao had to pick one piece of clothing to wear every day for the rest of his life, what
I
piece
already
of
got it.
clothing would that be?
I'm writing.
These are Oh, these. I mean, I don't know the question. I think this is one of the
All right.
questions that your friend can answer better than you can. Hold on.
Bucket hat.
Really? Why'd you answer before I don't have an answer? But wait. What is my answer?
No.
It's definitely not that.
Just for context, we had your 40th birthday, and the theme was everyone dress as something that they remember as Bao. And, you know, there are some things that everyone did that were hilarious over the last 40 years. I dressed up, but there were at least 5 people, including your very hot lesbian sister, who put on a bucket hat.
So yes, I see
Because
that.
you love those ugly fucking bucket hats. They're so
I don't know.
unattractive.
I don't know.
But
I have
you know
not
what? You
worn
love
that
it,
since then.
and I love you for that.
Bitch.
I love you.
Hold up.
Fight the hot. Fight the hot. Love what you love.
Fuck, you're fucking buzzed right now. I have not worn that
Yes.
since then. I don't know, Cory. When is the last time you saw me in a bucket hat? Like, I don't really wear that often.
Yeah, you don't actually wear it that much.
Yeah,
Thank
I've
the
seen you in.
Lord.
I've seen what. What would I wear? So that's the 0 points. Actually, I don't know what I would wear for the rest of my life.
We're
maybe
losing.
like a boxy denim jacket or something. Anyway, okay, so 0 points. I don't know. Cory, what do
Okay,
you think it would
so
be?
I guess the answer is that I need to come down to visit you in LA more often.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
get
think
to
it would
see.
be Cory. You see me more.
I need to learn more about what I hate about you.
Oh, it's probably like those camo pants.
Wait,
That
that's so
you copied off of me,
2010s.
Cory Nakamura.
I do not recall.
Miss Nakamura.
I do not recall. I just have a pair of pants that are similar, and we do not know who had the pair first.
We do know
Okay?
who got
There's
the
no
pair
way-
first. We
there's
do
no way
who
to
got the
know.
pair.
There's no way to know. There's no way to know.
Okay, just humor me.
There's no way to know.
What's the score now?
0-0. Okay, so we're gonna go into
Okay.
like a little bit
We're
easier
really-
territory.
We're not
but
good friends.
We're just gonna make it
Wait,
this
we
or
gotta get to the
that.
questions. We gotta get to our listener questions.
Okay.
Maybe like a few more questions. Let's do it.
Okay. This is would he rather. This is the would he rather round. I'm gonna give you two options,
Rather.
A or B,
Okay.
and you choose which your friend would rather. Okay?
Okay. Who's first?
It's gonna be like the last time. So like I'll ask one of you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Bao. Would Chris rather have no one laugh at anything he says ever again, or no one remember anything he says ever again?
Wait, say
Do I
that
just,
again?
do I just say it or I show it?
Would Chris rather have no one laugh at anything he says ever again, or have no one remember anything he says ever again?
I think I have an answer.
Okay.
All right.
What is the answer? Do I answer first or who answer first?
You
Bao
can
answers
answer first. Bao. Yeah.
Okay.
He would rather people laugh at what he says versus remembering what he says. And this may come off ableist, but bitch, he can't even remember what he says. But he will remember that people laughed at things that he said.
Yeah, I was torn about that. I love being laughed at and with. I originally was thinking, I want to be remembered for what I've done. But I'm also really good at being laughed in the moment.
Yes, you are.
That's.
But I think you would
That's
prefer
what I'm
that
known
a
for.
smidge. I think you would prefer that.
I'll put it this way.
So do I get a point?
I love being laughed at in the moment, but I hope to be laughed at in the long run. I want to be remembered.
But you want to
But
be
because I'm so young and nubile, I live in the moment. I live in the moment
Okay.
because of my.
But your
age.
answer
I
is
live in the
laugh.
moment.
But your answer is laugh?
Laugh,
Okay, so I get a
laugh in
point.
the moment. Laugh in
So I
the
get a
moment.
point.
She gets a point.
You get
She
the-
gets
Okay,
a
being
point.
competitive.
Fuck
Being
her.
competitive.
Wow. First point on the board. 7
Yeah.
questions in. All right. Would Bao rather never be nude or have everyone always see his naked body pixelated?
Wait, those are. Wait, never be
be nude.
pixelated.
Yeah.
Never be
Wait,
nude.
what's-
Never be nude. What do you mean never? Like, I can't even be nude to you?
You can never be nude. Yep, you always have to wear clothing or a piece of
Oh,
clothing.
no, she's fine with that. She's.
But-
I've seen her nude.
Wait, which parts would be
I've seen her-
pixelated?
All of everything that would be pixelated on television. So like you pull your pants out, you spread your cheeks, it's just squares.
She's fine. She's fine
It just
now.
looks like
It took
a
time. It
it
took
looks-
time. She's fine.
yeah, it'll just like you'll bend over and it'll just automatically get pixelated and it'll just look like a neutral eyeshadow palette.
I have an answer. What's your answer, Chris?
She can be nude. She can be nude.
Never be nude. You mean?
You'd rather never be nude?
Yeah, I would rather never be nude. So
No, these questions have these double negatives. I'm confused. I'm drunk. What's the other one?
Never
wait,
be
you got
nude.
it. Wait, how about this? You got it right. So just take the point.
Take the point. Never be nude.
Yes. So never be nude because that's my answer.
Okay, great.
See, I'm on Chris's side.
Never.
So this is why never be nude. I would not like to be pixelated. I like my ass.
Mm.
I get it
Second,
now. The double
Second-
negatives threw me off. Yes.
yeah, and even if like never be nude, then like a little shirt on, and then nothing else is on, or like a little tank top on. That's wrapped
I
over
would
my
say
neck.
that Bao has come a long way since I first met her.
About
She was a fucking prude when I met her. And yes. And then she became to learn to love herself. And let me just say, and I want to talk myself up, I participated in that amongst many of our friends as a fucking like early aughts drag queen where people were not happy with me being a drag queen, an Asian drag queen. They were scared of me. I did not have a lot of sex in the 2010s because once people found out I did drag and other things, it was really hard to be a fucking hoe. And so as I like got other people comfortable with being a hoe, like many of my early aughts and mid aughts friends who were such prudes, I pushed a boundary that people weren't initially comfortable with, and they loved to be a little bit more nude or open to things. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean,
I'm hoping.
I'm still scared of
hoping.
you in drag.
But not just drag, but just like. No, I get it, but like to
No,
like
it was
open
all
about
of us.
yourselves.
I think all of us, yeah, all of us at that time. I had just got out of a relationship when I met you all, and then suddenly we were just like showing each other's like, this is the grinder message I got, you know. So we were that like an openness to us, and also we all just encourage each other to be like not
Y'all were
not what the gay community expected of Asian people,
Yeah.
and that we could be loud, nasty, filthy if we wanted to. And that
And
was
you were
it felt
filthy
like
and
it felt
loud.
different at the time. Now I think it's like good. Like it doesn't feel as edgy
Yes.
anymore.
I think we
But
overthought
we
it
wanna do
back
that.
then.
Different
I don't think we
time.
overthought- I don't think we overthought a lot of.
Yes.
Remember your
a different
roast? Remember
time.
your roast? You roasted. You brought up the situation where this guy hooked up with me and you in the same 24-hour span,
But
and then
He wouldn't hook
unfortunately
up
a
with
white
me.
man. Let's
he had too much
own
respect
our
for
history.
you and not for me.
What?
He's like, oh, I can't sleep with you because I slept with Bao. He's like, I respect
yet he
him too
did.
much. I'm like, you don't respect me at all.
Oh my god.
That
Oh
was
my god, what a mess. What a mess.
well. Okay. Well, that was long-winded answer. Okay, you got a point.
Yeah.
Did I? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bao. Would Chris
Bao.
rather only communicate with a whiteboard for a year or only use a Segway as his only means of transportation for a year?
Oh my god. These young kids won't even know what a Segway is.
Which young kids are listening to our podcast?
Nobody.
This podcast is hosted by a 40-year-old and a 45-year-old.
Write
Sorry,
that
I'm not
down
supposed to say
while
your
I
age.
pour myself a drink. What do you think?
Oh my god. Segway. You would rather do a Segway than communicate only with a whiteboard, not be able to speak? I don't think so.
No.
Is that yeah. Segway, you would bedazzle your Segway. You would
I don't need to write
You
this
would-
down.
yeah, you need to write it down.
I talk too much. There's no silence.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you know me enough. That's
Yes.
a point for you. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
point
yeah.
for Bao. I extrovert. I talk too much.
There's no way
Probably
you could-
to a fault, and that's probably why I'm still single. I talk too much.
No.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Okay. That means 2 points for me, 1 point for you.
Yep. All right.
You can catch up.
Would Bao rather
Would Bao
Spend-
rather?
spend a year entirely alone or always be accompanied by a 70-year-old nun for a year, 24/7? She always has eyes. She's in every room.
Wait, am I supposed to show it, or she says?
You rather?
I-
Rather?
I'm too drunk for this to say.
Yeah, which one would you
Rather?
rather do, Bao?
Did she see it? I don't know.
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
Yeah, Bao can't shut up either. She needs to talk to somebody, even if they don't respond. She can't be alone. She can't be alone.
Alone. So that that's our new third wheel. A nun
Yeah.
for a full year. Damn. Okay. The last ones are these. These are not that
one.
serious. All right. All right. Would Chris rather never drink or do drugs again Or only
Well, we
drink or
know
do,
where this is going.
or only drink or do drugs when dressed as JoJo Siwa.
Jojo
So if
Siwa.
you-
He would rather Jojo Siwa for sure. He would.
Just
He would.
be a
he-
JoJo?
You would. You would rather only be able to drink and do drugs as Jojo Siwa than never do drugs or alcohol alone. You literally dress as Jojo Siwa now.
Oh, I understand. Yes.
Yeah, like put you in like a neon windbreaker. We're in a neon windbreaker now. We're not.
The side pony.
Oh, you wear
like
your drag is side
JoJo
pony.
Siwa. I don't even know who she is because I'm so old, not realizing I'm her predecessor. I think I'm so
Yeah.
good.
You're the original JoJo Siwa.
I created
You walk so
K-pop.
Jojo Siwa could run.
No, I literally created K-pop. My name is Doncha. I am the original
Missing
Pussycat
link
Doll
between
reject.
people and JoJo Siwa.
JoJo Siwa is so in her own head about how good she is, and so was I. And you know what? I need that confidence in my life. I'm a JoJo Siwa. I'm a JoJo
I love that.
Siwa. JoJo Sawa.
All
We're
right.
doing so well in this round. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Are
right.
we even?
Yeah.
Well,
Or-
I am a little bit ahead. So,
One ahead.
but
Okay.
you can catch up in this.
Bao
round.
likes to win. Bao likes to win.
I do.
All right. Would Bao rather never drink or do drugs again, or send his parents a nude every time he drinks or does drugs?
Fuck.
We'll say
know
one
what?
nude gets you
it that
24
hard?
hours.
I'm gonna get a little dark here. I'm gonna say she's gonna be nude. Her parents
Yeah.
are gonna die soon. Her parents are old. They're gonna die. She can be nude. She has no shame.
Yeah.
No shame.
Sorry, Cory. You're realizing.
Damn, y'all are intense.
No shame. Like I've seen her go through her parents' life. I've gone through my parents' life. I hate my parents, and she loves her parents, but hates them at the same time. And she's over them. Show them her nudes.
That's crazy.
She's fine.
Y'all are
She's fine.
freaks.
I've seen her nude.
Y'all
I've
are
seen her nude.
crazy.
Okay, we're gonna pause there because we got so into this game that Cory made for us that we couldn't stop talking because I was a little drunk, so we just kept going.
So was I, and we're recording this a few days later, and you literally said, Chris, I think I browned out. I don't remember what I said. So we're going to bring you part 2 next week. So I think we're in this game. I think this is about where we left it off. In this game, what's the score so far, Chris?
I think we are tied, actually. I thought I was going to do better. So
Me
it's
too.
going to be a cliffhanger. Who's the better friend? I hate that was the game.
We don't know each other at all. But next week, Cory will bring us into a tiebreaker, and we finally get to answering your questions and do one last Be Real for the season.
Oh my gosh. But till then, follow us, Literally Gations, at wherever you watch your media.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Till then.